As you know, I love my Fuji XT-2 and XT-1. What is that? It doesn't matter. It's an XT-1 or a 2. The one thing I don't love about them is that they go through batteries pretty quickly. They really are minute. I mean, that's just... I made a web belt. And all that it basically does is the following. There you go. And even my assistant thinks it's amazing. So I'm going to make another one very quickly and just show you how I did it. Look, it's really not rocket science, but yeah, I'll show you. So oddly enough, one of the reasons for the belt is so that it makes the batteries bigger. And by bigger, I mean just more spottable, if you like. As you can see, that is pretty spottable. It also stops them floating all around the place. If you leave a zip open, that doesn't fall out into the camera bag and sit and scratch on a lens. They're basically contained. Another cool thing about this is that if I for some reason have lost a battery, every battery has a place, and because every battery has a place, I would quickly see that one was missing. I've used a piece of velcro, or what is it, 2-inch velcro loop as the back. You could use anything, you could use web, you could use whatever you like. Step number one is to get some sort of 1-inch velcro. This will actually wrap around the batteries. You take these and you basically put it back to back like so. So I put all the batteries next to each other like this, and I simply measured them out. There's one more thing that I forgot to tell you about, is you also need a longer piece of velcro which is going to act as the front webbing. You'll see what I mean in a second. So what I've done is I've just simply laid the batteries out. I've spaced the batteries by putting a center point for each battery. And then what I've done is I've actually used a another sort of marker, and that marker will determine where I'm actually going to sew the webbing. And for that I've just done a slightly longer line just to separate the two of them like follows. And that's where the webbing will go in front. And you'll see how that all comes together in a minute. Step number one will be to basically attach each of these onto the back. Everything I'm doing here with a sewing machine could be done, I guess, with a hot glue gun. I don't think I'd use a hot glue gun, but contact adhesive. In fact, it's what they use for shoes most of the time. So let's get this together and let's see what we get. Okay. These marks over here will line up with the center of the battery. That's how I'm sewing, so that you will then just simply wrap that over like so. I'm doing all of this by eye. Really, like I said, it doesn't have to be neat and tidy. It has to be reliable. So step one complete. Now we need to go to step two, and that's actually putting the piece around the front, and you'll see how that works. So that's going to go on the front, and then it's going to have a little sort of thing over there that goes like that, and then these ones will wrap around like that. Easiest part. Okay, cool. In order to measure the front, all that I did was I put a marker there on my basic sewing point, and I then from there basically took a battery, put it down, and measured as best as I could the sort of tension that would be in place when it was over there. Okay, so I've taken the board and I'm just using that really as a marker. I could use a ruler, of course, and now I'm just placing some marks for my next sewing point over there. Cool, there we go. Oh, I need a sip of this. Oh, such a bad habit, this shit. Diet Coke, it's got bloody chemicals and all the bloody rubbish in it. Anyway, so now you remember that we did these lines that separated the batteries. So that's what we're going to use now. I've got my marker line over here, as you can see, and that is the line of the edge of the battery. I don't know why we call them Cokies. I don't know why you call them Sharpies. It's not very sharp, is it? I suppose you could eventually stab a hole in something. Okie dokie, so there we go. Simple, easy, easy. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, the fashion industry is not about to run out and employ me, but the idea is that now it's a lot harder to lose it because it fits in your bag. So I never made this to go on a belt, although you could like go, yeah, no. By the way, I bought these batteries off eBay, busy testing them. That's going to be my next video. They were a fraction of the price of the Fuji OEM batteries, and so far, according to a little bit of a test that I did earlier on today, they've actually done as well as the OEM. As I said, biggest thing about this is just to make it so that they're not so flipping small and easy to lose. But I do not want to say so